Hey traders, it is Thursday, August 15th, and I'm back with another video. I'm going to try and keep this one relatively short, but I just wanted to make this video today to talk about how easy it is to combine a certain set of indicators on your charts that can really give you a good idea of where price action is going to go. And I'm going to use my Apple trade today as an example because a few things set up on Apple that were really perfect, and it was just a combination of seeing all of these things combining on my normal set of indicators that I usually use, and the fact that seeing all of those things combine in the way that they did gave me a fairly high degree of confidence that things were going to work out the way that they actually did. And so I just wanted to do this video to show you just how easy it can be when you trust your strategy and you understand your indicators and you understand how to look at all of your indicators, not only individually, but together when you combine them on your chart. So we're going to get into that in a second. I'm going to do a screen share and explain all of that to you. But first, let's talk about today's trades. I am just at around a $1,600 profit for the day. I traded the Qs, AMD, and Apple, just over 20% P&L. Had almost $800 on the Qs, nearly $500 on AMD, and just over $450 on Apple. So it was a good day. Didn't trade a ton of contracts, traded a relatively average amount of size, not big, not small, but it just proves that you don't have to trade a gigantic amount of contracts to crack $1,000 a day in your profits. So let's get into the screen share right now, and I'll explain to you how I have my charts set up, what I was seeing on my charts before the market opened up, and then also when we got into the markets, I'll explain to you the things that I saw that made me actually pull the trigger and get into my Apple trade this morning. Okay, here we are. You're taking a look at a couple of screenshots I made. This first screenshot was made on the 1 minute Apple chart about 30 minutes into the day. And then this other chart on the right-hand side is the 1 minute Apple chart from a screenshot that I took just a few minutes ago. I'm actually recording this at 2:43 p.m., so about 15 minutes before the end of the day. So you can see that we've got just a little bit of time left in this screenshot. So this is what actually happened today. And we're going to pay the most attention to this one on the left because this is how I'm going to explain the right way that you can take a look at your indicators and put them all together to make the bigger picture of what you believe is going to happen. So first of all, before we even get into any of it, take a look at the light gray area to the very left of each one of these screenshots. You can see this is just a few minutes before the open. So we had gapped up fairly hard overnight on Apple and on a lot of tickers actually. But with this last couple of minutes right before the open, I figured that one of two things would happen. Either we would take off right out of the gate and continue up, or what I thought would be the more likely scenario is that on a macro big picture time frame, it would be a green day today, but a lot of people would take profits right away at the gap up that you had overnight. So I figured there would probably be a bit of a sell-off right in the first few minutes of the day if it didn't actually pop up right out the gate, and that's what happened. So, option B happened out of either option A or B. And so when option B happened, then the next question is, well, what is it actually going to do in relation to how it plays with your indicators? And that's going to tell you where you can actually feel confident getting in, or what you can feel confident doing. So, we've got minute 0, minute 1, minute 2, 2 minutes in, you got this giant red candle, sells out real hard, breaks below the 50 EMA. But that's not a big deal because you've still got yesterday's high of day right here, right? And then you've got the 200 EMA, which is the most important indicator on here, and that's right here. So I just stayed out. I didn't do anything. I let things play out. And then I saw that once we hit this high of day yesterday, we just basically straddled it for, 10 minutes or so. And what's really interesting is you see right here on this candle, the lower wick literally touches the 200 EMA and then bounces off of it. And it's like I keep saying over and over again, the 200 EMA, that's the magic EMA when you're looking at the 1 minute chart on day trading. I almost never go against the 200 EMA on the 1 minute chart, meaning I always stay on the right side of it. So if the price is below the 200 EMA and looks like it's trending downwards, I'm going in short until it does something significant to break above the 200 EMA and change the direction, making a reversal. And then likewise, if we're above the 200 EMA, I'm always going long at that point until the trend runs out of steam and weakens and makes a hard cut below the 200 EMA. So that's kind of the first rule of the strategy. We've got the EMAs stacked here, which is good, meaning the 50 EMA is above the 200 EMA, which is what we want. In the immediate term right here, you can see that price has gone below the alligators, but that's not such a big deal to me because the alligators are at this point less important than where the price sits in relation to yesterday's high of day and the 200 EMA, because both of these two things are very, very important support levels. Now, these two levels right here act as support on price. So I'm seeing this just play out, just kind of straddle this line right here, and I'm thinking one of two things is going to happen. Either we're going to break below the 200, in which case I would, probably stay out of this altogether today, or we're going to break back above the 50, and once that happens, we're really going to take off. So that did in fact happen, and then you can see right here on this big green candle, this is where it kind of really made its move, and we were sort of plateauing here for a few minutes. We plateaued right above the 50 for a few minutes, and then we just really took off. And then if you focus on the right side of the screen, you can see that all day long we just climbed. And I was out all of my position by like 9:30, which is approximately right here. Not the absolute high of day here, but right before that high of day. I got out of my final contract right before this little retracement right here. I basically got in right in this area right here when it gave me confirmation that I could feel really comfortable getting in. And I just rode the long position from approximately right here all the way up to right here. I actually added in on this small retracement right here because I felt like we weren't done with our upwards movement for the day. So I took this opportunity to add in on this little retracement right here, and then I closed out my positions again as we came up. And as you can see, within 1 hour, I was in and out of everything. And my Apple position, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like $400 and something of profit on a handful of contracts. And then in addition to that, I traded AMD and I traded the Qs as well, which both of those tickers had sort of a similar movement on the charts. But this was just such a nice little setup of the way that the indicators all kind of gelled at one time And it was a good example to explain how simple it can be. Trading does not need to be hard. It's actually very, very simple when you allow it to be simple. You don't need to have a million different indicators on the charts. I mean, honestly, I don't even really need the alligators on the charts. I like to have the alligators on the charts because that's just sort of that extra level of confirmation that makes you feel even more comfortable about everything. But I mean, honestly, just the 200, like we tapped off of it right here. You could have rode this all the way up. Obviously, you want to be getting out of your position, one after the other as you see price rising. Right here, I mean, it would be okay to get out of your position if you were getting a little scared, especially, if you still had a decent amount of contracts open, you might want to size down when you saw this happen. But then right here, I mean, I was completely out by this point. I was doing other things. I was out by the pool making the intro to this video as all this stuff was going on. But if you were still behind the screens, watching the charts, this would have been a good time to add in. Once you saw this nice big green candle break up above the 50 once again, you could have added in and rode this for some more profit. Likewise, when you saw it bounce right off of here, you could have added in and you could have continued to ride this basically all the rest of the day. And this is doing it with just 3 simple indicators that work really well together as long as you look at all 3 of them and the interaction that they have with each other and where price action is in relation to each one. And if you can do that, you can be successful almost all the time. And that's what I do every day in a nutshell. Okay, we're back. Hopefully that little explanation was informative for you guys. So hope you're having a good week. As always, my 2 books and my complete video course are available. If you don't already have them, I would highly suggest you get them if you are serious about making profits every day in the market. I can confidently say that I profit nearly every single day, and almost every one of those days is at around the $1,000 range. It's often a lot more than that. Sometimes it's less, of course, but the point is, over the long run, are you consistent? Are you consistently green? And my strategy, my system is absolutely consistently green, day after day, week after week. I had one red week about a month ago, and that red week was actually my first red week in over an entire year. So that just shows you how consistent my strategy is. So pick up my stuff, get my course, get my books. If you're serious about being consistently profitable in day trading stock options each and every day, it's going to help you out. So until next time, good luck with your trades. Hope you're all having a green week. And if I don't make a video tomorrow, then have a great weekend and I'll see you soon. Take care.